So for the past month or so, I started getting really into minimalism again, and I thought a lot about efficiencies and getting clarity. I think currently, really, like, what is it that is the main focus? What moves the boat forward? What is the one thing to do today, and so on, everything like that. And it's felt pretty good. I knew that it was right. I knew it was the thing to focus on, just kind of moving forward. But it did feel like a little bit like I'm like, well, this isn't doing anything. Like I remember this working out better. Things like that. It would feel like, oh, I'm making progress or I'm cleaning things up, but it's just like not making a dent into the workload or the way that I really want to be going about things, right? So I basically wanted to talk about how, as of only maybe like a day or two, that focus has really been able to be dialed in to make progress. Like, so I started seeing the results of this focus, but it was very delayed. And this is kind of the encouraging statement that I really want to speak about, is that, like, sometimes even when you think like it should be immediate gratification, that it actually becomes delayed. And it's weird because something like getting rid of stuff, like where like you only have one thing left or two things, should be really straightforward. You're like, well, of course, I get rid of the things, that's the reward, and then I focus on the thing, I should be making progress right away. But sometimes that thing is just too big, too significant to actually see that you're actually chipping away at it. Just sometimes it just takes a little bit, and some resilience and some dedication and faith that it will continue on. But yeah, I mean, I've really just been harping down on, say, removing tasks in the pipeline of work. So, we'd have this extra stuff that we'd have to do, thinking like, oh, I have to message this person, I have to take care of this problem. And then now I'm just like, all right, well, what, again, like, moves the boat forward? So right now it's like setting up systems that automate all those tasks and dialing down every single step. So I would go through it, be like, okay, this happens, then this needs to happen, and then this, and so on. So I actually measure it all out. Again, this took like 3 days to do, just on one of the funnels of an operation, just an automation, I mean, that is. So it took me a while to like really be like every step mapped out. And then, only then can I think, okay, well, what can I remove? I look at what I can remove, and then I go, can I consolidate? Can I completely think differently about it? And that's actually one of them happened. I just completely uprooted the whole thing and looked at it from a different angle and changed the whole thing. So it was iterative. If I went ahead and just automated the whole thing before even considering if it's good at all, I never would have came up with a cleaner, more simple solution. So I know it's a simple little concept, but I just wanted to remind you that it definitely pays off to be just focused. I mean, focus is the thing for, everybody. You hear Jeff Bezos and Warren Buffett, or Bill Gates and Warren Buffett were asked one time, what's the number one reason that you could contribute to your success? And they both said independently, focus. So if focus is this important for these people of such grandeur, it's got to work for you, and it definitely is working for me in my own little world, right? And it's great because I'm starting to get my time back. I can spend more time with the people in my life, although it's still working on like scheduling out things and stuff like that. But absolutely something that really is helping everything. When you're just so overwhelmed, you don't have time, you have side projects you want to do, or you have chores and this and that, and your car is dirty and all, just focus, right? So do one thing at a time for sure. And I promise you that it'll start to chip away. Just don't add new things if you can do it. So many people have this shiny object syndrome. And I get it, I do, but really, if you're going to be focusing, you can't take on new things. You have to say no, because every yes to something is a no to something else that you should be doing. So absolutely focus, put on the blinders, and just do it. And here's the key thing. If you're not sleeping well, you're not going to perform. I just heard something about how if you're underslept, underslept, your brain operates at a 0.1 level of alcohol intake, right? So you're like kind of like, nobody would reward that kind of performance, right? At work, like, oh, he's kind of drunk all the time, he's a great worker. Like, that's not gonna help you out. So don't push it, just do better when you do it and focus. So sleep really well, put on blinders, headphones, some focus music or something, and just harp down on doing the thing. And then take a break when you want to take that break. Don't aimlessly take a break. Take a hard break. Get up and walk around. And I promise you, you're going to really love this workflow. Okay, that's it for today. Cheers.